I'm Bonnie Duchong, and this is Bonnie's Eye, where we have great conversations with interesting people. And I am really excited to have this conversation today because this is a Chicago girl who is doing great things. Her name is Kia S. Smith, and she is the founding executive artistic director for the South Side. Wait a minute, let me get it right. South Side Dance Theater, and she's also the main choreographer. I guess that's what I can say. May I, Kia? Is that right?
Yes, sure, sure.
Well, I am so happy to have you on today because anytime I can talk to someone from Chicago who is doing great things like you are, I mean, it's always a pleasure for me. So, how
Thank
are
you.
you?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm really this kind of a busy couple of weeks we have right now. So I'm super energized by it all, though. Really excited and grateful to be here. So thank you for having me.
I'm glad that you're here too. Let's talk a little about who you are. Where did you grow up and how did you get into dance?
Yeah. So I'm obviously from Chicago. I grew up in a couple of different neighborhoods on the South Side. I was kind of like born and raised in like Washington Heights area, like 95th and Halsted area. But I
Mhm.
also lived in South Shore and also lived in the Kenwood area and Hyde Park. So I'm kind of a South Side girl and I've just kind of been here for a long time. I went away to school and dance in other cities, but this has always been home for me. So yeah.
What's it like to, okay, so I assume you started dancing when you were very young.
Yes and no. So actually, I started when I was I feel like everyone went to Mayfair at some point in life,
Mhm.
Mayfair Academy. So when I was 2 years old, my mom put me in classes at Mayfair, and I did it for a year or two. And I actually can vaguely remember it. But after that, I didn't really dance again consistently until I was in high school. So I went to King College Prep High School on 44th and Drexel, and they had a dance program there that I did. And I trained at the Joel Hall Dancers during that time,
Yes.
and also at High Park School of Dance, which is actually where I am right now. So yeah.
And then getting that big break, what was your first big break after you left or you got into dance where, like you knew that you had actually made it?
Oh wow. I don't know if that's happened yet. But I feel like I don't know. I don't know. I think I just see it all as a journey. But I will say that I think I first felt like really at home in what I was doing when I started doing my own thing. Because I had really a lot of blessed opportunities to work with some amazing companies and choreographers. But even in those situations, I always had like my own ideas of what I wanted it to be like. So when I started South Chicago Dance Theater, it felt like everything made sense to me for the first time in dance. Like I always knew I wanted to be involved in dance, but starting my company is what made me feel like, oh, like this is what I really want to be doing. I'm excited about this. I feel at home doing this.
But see, that's the thing. And speaking of your dance company, 5 years, congratulations. So, how did it
Thank
come about
you.
and how did you come up with the name?
Yeah, so it's kind of a long but short story. My great grandmother came to Chicago during the Great Migration, like in the 1950s, and she moved here with only a suitcase and a whole like a slew of handwritten prayers. So she had written on cardstock paper, and like I mean hundreds of them. And she had like different prayers for like our family and for the city, and it was really powerful. And so. Just my family being from the city south side, it just felt like this is the right thing to call it. And I didn't want my name to be a part of it because I wanted it to feel like it's bigger than me. So yeah, and it just feels like I think the idea of a dance theater is exciting. So yeah, South Chicago Dance Theater, that's where it came from.
So, when doing a dance theater or bringing in or starting your own company, I love going to dance theater, but I always wonder, where do they get the dancers? How do they get started? How do they know what to do?
Yeah. Well, for me, I feel like I had a really firm foundation. I after college, I did a season at Dayton Contemporary Dance Company and their second company. I danced at Lula Washington Dance Theater in Los Angeles, and here in the city, I danced at Red Clay and at Joel Hall. And so I like just being in companies, I could see like different structures and systems and what worked for different organizations, and just kind of gathered ideas of like, oh, I like this thing, or I like how we did that thing, or I kind of had ideas from having worked with so many different people of like how to start a company. But really, it's been a lot of grace. I think more than anything else, a lot of grace and a lot of learning. But I started the company honestly by calling up. I think I called almost 100 friends and family and asked for donations the first year, because it was important for me to pay my dancers. So the first season, most of the dancers were people that were friends or people that I just had known from the community. And our first funding was just friends and family that gave me money because I asked for it, to put on our first show. So yeah, it's been these 5 years have been a big journey. We've grown a lot since then. We have foundational and government grant support. We have a 44-week contract for the dancers. We've worked internationally. We've toured nationally. We've commissioned lots of work. We have our own festival. We've just been busy doing a lot of different stuff. So yeah.
Do you do dance classes or for the masses who think we can dance, but not quite
Everyone can
sure?
dance. At the moment, my focus as an artistic director and executive director is kind of the nucleus of the organization is the main company and emerging artist program, which is the professional ensemble. But we have a lot of other community programs. So we have this year we serve close to 1,000 students through our education and community programs, and those are mostly in CPS schools during the day and after school. We also have some programs out in Berwyn, Illinois, but mostly CPS. So not open where the public can come, but we do serve a lot of students.
Well, I like that too because you're giving back to the community. And so many young people don't really know that they can dance or have the passion for dance until they get to try it. And
Yeah,
starting off in CPS is a good place to start, or as they're younger, because they don't know, including boys, because a lot of boys don't
exactly.
think that, dance is for them, when in actuality, that may be where their passion actually lies.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, dance is just movement. Everyone moves. If you're alive, you're moving. So, I mean, we're all dancing. We're all dancers. Yeah, I agree.
Well, let's get going on this wonderful, fabulous 5-year celebration that you're going to be doing this month. So tell us all about it.
Yeah. So I'm really passionate about choreography and creating new work. And I'm also passionate about commissioning new work. So every other year I commission new choreographers. And for this year, for our 5th anniversary, I wanted to have 5 new commissions. So we're featuring a diversity of choreographers. Rhonda Jesus, who's a longtime Chicago artist, dancer, choreographer, made a really exciting finale for the dancers. They're literally flying through the air in this piece. It's really, really fun. Stephanie Martinez, who I've just admired for a long time. She has a company called Potomar Dance Theater, and they're beautiful. But her work for our company is a jazz work, and I think she would call it very nostalgic, and it's also very entertaining, and it's surprising. I think in a lot of ways, like you don't expect it when you see it on the program, in a great way. Crystal Michelle Perkins, who I know from Dayton Contemporary Dance Company, created, I would say, like an Afro modern work. This work, we have a version of this work that she made in the past. She remade it for this show. Wade Schaff, who's become a very dear friend, who's the artistic director of Chicago Repertory Ballet, made a new contemporary ballet piece for the show. And I made a contemporary duet for the show. So it's very diverse in terms of the program. And I think that each dancer's voice kind of really shines and you see each person individually, which is kind of like a part of my dream.
And it's at the Harris Theater this year.
And it's at the Harris Theater. And I wanted to feel like, yes, we're on a big stage for our 5th year. We've actually been on large stages, but we've never self-produced. on a stage like this, and that has been a beast in so many ways, and it's been a learning curve in like all the best ways too. So we're a new resident company at the Harris Theater. So this is our first show, but we already plan to return next year. So like we're super excited about being at the Harris. Still committed to our roots and being on the South Side. A number of our performances, our festival, our programs are on the South Side, but we wanted to broaden our audience in the greater Chicagoland area, and so going to the Harris is a part of that.
Well, how can people find out about the company, for one,
Yeah.
and how to get tickets for the celebration?
Thank you. Yeah. So they can just visit southchicagodancetheater.com and make sure that they spell theater with an R-E at the end. And on our homepage, there's just, it'll say like home season tickets, and they can click buy tickets and it'll direct them to the ticket link at the Harris website. Or if you're just interested in learning more about us, you can follow us on Instagram at South Chicago Dance Theater, or on Facebook, facebook.com/South Chicago Dance Theater.
I love it so much. Thank you so much, Kia. I can't wait I'll be in the audience opening night. I'll be there.
Yay!
So I can't wait to see everything and enjoy the dance. So everybody, make sure you get your tickets. Go. It's going to be fantastic. Is it something they can bring their children to?
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely a family friendly show. I think it'll be exciting for kids to be able to watch it. So, yes, please bring your kids. And we actually have a post show after party that's open to the whole audience with a live DJ. And it's going to be just a fun celebration. So, yeah, please come out. We'd love to see you.
Well, thank you, Kia. I can't wait to see you. And so, everybody, make sure you get your tickets now. Until next time, keep your eye to the sky and your ear to Bonnie's eye.